This episode of the Submerged Podcast is brought to you by Monsoon Aquatics.
Welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Submerged Podcast. Deep dives and Aussie vibes. My name's Jared. I'm here with both Sams again today. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And good job on getting the little slogan in there at the start too. You're lifting your game. I like it.
He's a seasoned pro.
No, I've actually got a little post-it note hanging above my computer saying, make sure you use the slogan.
So season 2 or season 22. You're very veteranized now.
Yeah.
No, I just need reminders. I forget. And, just want to get the episode going, and I kind of just too eager to start talking about, all the juicy stuff we got to talk.
Who can blame you?
Yeah, but I got smacked on the hand by the great Sam Parker once, so I knew I had to do something about it. So there you go.
No hand smacking here. It's all love. Trust me.
Yeah. So yeah, Sam, we missed you on the last episode with Matt Bates from Coastal Clownfish. It was a fun little episode to record with him. He really has some passion for them clowns he's got.
That he does, yeah. No, I will confess I haven't actually listened to it yet. I normally listen to him on a Saturday morning, and when I travel, I have about an hour in the car, which works out pretty good for most episodes. And when I travel, it was just before that one went live, so I'm looking forward to listening to it this week.
You missed out. That was great. Matt was very nervous about filling your shoes, but
he's a natural, and I know that guy can talk underwater when you get a topic that he likes. So I'm sure he would have been just fine.
Oh yeah, he probably was underwater when he was recording it. Actually,
just doing a water change. Yeah.
He did really well, and we had a lot of really great feedback that it was a very informative episode.
That's what we want.
A lot of questions came from it too, and he was really, really kind in offering up a pair of clownfish as well.
Nice.
And just for the listeners, we're recording this just after 7 p.m. Sydney time, and on a Wednesday, the 4th, which is actually right about when we've just gone live with the prize on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So while we're recording right now, we've got a bunch of people, doing the trivia. Well, it's more of a pop quiz again, in trying to win this special little clown pair that Matt's put up.
There's lots happening, and we've got 3 guys on the episode today, which us guys aren't really known best to be multitasking. So you're really testing our abilities here, Jared, and I fear that we may let you down.
Well, I also have to give a massive shout out. At the beginning of the season, we also kind of realized that sometimes this is a little bit more work than just for us 3, like with our jobs and our lives and everything like that. And Mariah, who we've had on before from Only Reefs, she actually reached out to us and said, "Hey, if you guys ever need some help, I'm here." And I thought, you know what? She's excellent with socials. She's pretty on the ball. Maybe she can help us with that. And the last few episodes and all these, little previews and stuff that you've been seeing on the socials have come from her. So we've got to give her a massive shout out. And she's actually behind the scenes today, running this little contest for us while we record an episode. So thank you very much, Mariah.
Yeah, thanks, Mariah.
Massive shout out to Mariah. And just to give people a little insight in behind the scenes, her dedication is that high that she's out hand delivering corals that she's sold from Only Reef's website at the moment, and is pulling over onto the side of the road to do social media posts for this podcast. That's a level of dedication that I don't think I could remotely match. So
no.
Massive shout out to Mariah.
By changing things up at the last. We don't know how we were going to run. Sorry, Mariah, but yeah, doing a great job. Thank you.
We do appreciate it.
Little sneak peek as well. At the end of the episode, we are going to reveal the winner of the contest. So
this is quite exciting because, as you say, it's happening right now. So
Yeah.
obviously by the time people are listening to this, the winner will be picked and we'll announce it in the episode. But for us recording this a couple of days before this goes live, this is happening as we speak, which is it's very dynamic. I'm anxious.
Yeah, I'm almost
I'm
tempted
nervous.
to kind of I'm almost tempted to kind of jump on Facebook and watch it as it's happening, but I know I'll be too distracted and won't get this done. So
No,
we'll
we
leave
don't want that.
in the background. Mariah will at 8:00 in about an hour's time. She'll let us know who the winner is, and we'll
Awesome.
announce it at the end of the episode. So
Yeah,
stay
tune in,
tuned
guys,
for
to
that
the
if
end,
you're
please.
listening. Yeah,
All the way to
Very
the end.
right.
All right.
Great
Be a good
prize
one.
too.
Yeah.
excellent prize. Yeah, we thank you very much for offering that up. Sam Philp, I believe you
Oi.
have put your hand up again for another batch of trivia.
Yeah.
Sensational.
I didn't want to receive it again like last week. I did all right.
You
But
won. What do you mean?
Sure, I know. I did, but it's all right. I want to give some points to you guys. I hope actually I'm going to put it out to Matt Bates. He's going to have to track points for this whole season. That's his job. All right.
Righto.
That's on you. Okay.
Do
Now,
we even know where we're at this point?
couldn't tell
Clean
you.
slates.
I'll go
All
back
right.
and I'll give him the tally and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So this one is another question. A big shout out again to Monsoon Aquatics for the sponsor of our entire season of this podcast. So I thought, what better than to try to drop them in for the trivia. So
Perfect.
this one, I'm not sure, because you're both in the industry, you might have a bit of an idea. So we'll see how you go with this one, but I might have a follow-up question that will come.
Yep.
So in 2019, Monsoon Aquatics started their coral spawning program. So from then, they've successfully spawned, settled, and grown out a number of corals in the subsequent years. As of the recording here, I know there's more coming, but as of the recording, how many species of corals do we think Monsoon Aquatics is up to?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
It's a good question, and it's one that I reckon I'm only going to embarrass myself on, because I did actually do a video
Oh no.
with Jonathan there, who we spent, it was like a good hour-long episode talking about the breeding program. Granted, this was a few years ago now, so it's a rapidly developing area.
It very much is, yeah.
Would have at least given me an answer to this question in that video that would give me a minimum, and I could add a few more onto it for the last couple of years. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember. But I'm going to say, I know they're doing scullies. I know they've done some torches, some hammers. They've done some stuff. I don't know. Let's go 10.
All right. And Jared, what about you?
I'm gonna say I'll just have a stab. I'll double it. I'll go 20.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. This is
Right
this is
then,
awkward. It's right in the middle. The answer's 15.
Hey, nicely done. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah, I'll give you a point each. And maybe I should give you a follow-up question for a half point. So you are right, Sam.
Death.
So scollies are on the list.
Yes.
Lobo's on the list.
Yes.
Trackies, torches, dash, hammer, gonny, frog spawn, chalice.
Oh, chalice.
Yeah. Now there are acan too.
Yes.
4 species of acro. All right.
Okay.
If you can each get one of them, you get half a point. You can just let that's one. Doesn't need to be all 4, just one each.
One acro.
I'll lock
Yeah,
in
acro.
strawberry shortcake.
Oh, give me the species name. What's that?
Yeah.
Acropora SP. I don't know.
That's what it's on the list as.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a tenuous, so no. I wouldn't know what a shortcake
Okay.
is.
I've just looked it up. It is an Acropora species, Microclados. It'd be
Okay.
great to have a coral expert here.
Yeah. Leave Mariah.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is not on the list.
Oh, geez. I thought you did well getting in early with that one. I'm like, yeah, that's a good guess. All right, I'll go a staghorn.
Staghorn. Okay. Once again, I'm just going to double check the species name before I
check
say
the
yes.
species name. Yeah.
Put in some elevator music here.
The suspense or the tension builds.
Not on the list.
It isn't on the list either.
Oh, geez. We're going to stay on
right.
this dead heat. All right, break the tension. What was the 4?
So we've got Acropora millipora, so our millies.
Millie. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
We've
yep.
got Acropora tenuis, which one of you did mention but didn't lock in.
Oh, I thought tenuous might have been a harder one to do. Okay.
Yeah. Now, let me double check the other ones. We've got Spathulata, so similar to millies.
Yep.
And then the last one, let me backtrack here. Might have made a mistake. Acropora microclados.
Oh, look
Hey.
out. Jared's got there.
Should have double checked that one. There you go.
Look at that. Strawberry shortcake was in there.
Coming in trumps. Well done.
Nicely
Half
done.
a point.
I'll
Add
take
that to the tally, Bates.
Yeah, well, Matt screwed us up last week with the half point thing, so this kind of rounded it up to full points again.
Nice.
That was the plan.
Yeah, very good.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, mate,
Strawberry
well done.
shortcake. Yeah, well, that's a good call. As soon as you said strawberry shortcake, I'm like, oh, yes, surely. And then
Yeah,
when
I was
Phil said
surprised
no, I was
no,
like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
But the spaff and the millie, I'm like, yeah, okay, yep.
Mm. Yeah,
Almost.
I must say I order from them pretty frequently, and I always see in the frag section that there's strawberry shortcake. So that
Yeah,
as soon as you said
Yeah.
that, I'm like, has to be one.
has to be.
Yeah, you guys are too into it. You know too much. I'm going to have to make the monsoon questions harder, all right?
Yeah, make them harder.
I don't know. I barely got that remotely right, so maybe not too much harder.
All right.
So the episode today, episode 23. You guys are going to ask me a bunch of questions today.
Yeah, there we are.
So earlier on in season 1, we did an Ask Hadley. It was actually requested by the fans that they wanted to test his knowledge and ask him some scientific stuff. And towards the end of the season, we did Ask Sam, and everything else. So you do a lot of filming and editing and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of questions around your part of the industry.
For sure.
So I thought you guys are it's my turn to answer some questions too and share my knowledge and what I
100%
see
agree.
from my part of the industry.
Yeah,
So
I think as a listener from last season, I think they were great episodes to listen to, just to hear not only like the scientific side from Hadley, but from Sam, all the background and where you got to where you are, and just bringing in the whole space of YouTube and podcasts. And
For sure.
Yeah.
I think they're good episodes too in that. I mean, we can confidently talk about them.
Yeah,
I mean, we're very quick to say that, we're not experts in this field of, I mean, we just highlighted that with the coral species and things.
I think we all did there.
We are just reefers like everyone listening to these episodes, but we can speak with some authority about ourselves. So I mean, they're a good episode in those regards. So no, I'm looking forward to asking you some questions, Jared.
So you boys have a bit of a list for me. I've briefly brushed over your list of questions here. I haven't done any, I haven't pre-planned. I'm going to answer as we go.
I was expecting a fully scripted, rehearsed response like you were talking for the White House.
No.
Aren't you into ChatGPT now? Can't you just plug it all in there and it will tell you?
I'm not.
Come on now, the school teacher's not allowed to say that.
Sorry. We don't use AI platforms. All right. I might kick us off then, Jared. So
Yeah,
the first question I have for you now, I think it's the best thing to start right at the beginning. So looking back to how you got into this hobby, obviously you've made lots of changes in the industry and you've moved from job to job and you've been a hobbyist for a long time. But what was the first thing that got you into the marine hobby? And what kind of hook do you want? Everyone has that. I feel like everyone has that one thing that they really get hooked on and they just want that. And they got stuck into it. So what's yours?
So mine's going to be a little bit of a different one here. I actually joined the reefing side of the hobby because I got bored of the freshwater side.
Nice.
I had done most of what I could do with freshwater, like having tanks from since about, I'd say 10 years old, thereabouts, probably even younger than that, but properly looking after myself from about 10 years old. I had owned most freshwater fish from, Australian native cichlids, community style fish, everything like that. I started breeding. I started selling to the local shops to kind of sustain the hobby for myself. And yeah, I'd gotten to a point there where I was like, what's next? I enjoy this, but I've done everything I can here. What's next? And the next step was, all right, I'll just try saltwater. And back then it was everyone was trying to steer you away from it. It was like, it's just too hard, mate.
Too
Like
hard. Yeah.
it's a lot of work. Um, and I jumped in the deep end. I actually went 4x3, no, 4x2x3
Ooh, good sized tank for a
reef.
Yeah.
first reef.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wanted the height. I always had like 6x2x2, like just your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
back then, anything 2x2 was standard, right?
Yep,
Everything 2x2.
definitely.
So I wanted something tall, and I was like, if I'm going to do tall, I'm going to do a reef. And I had the whole boulder back wall and everything like that, and brown hammers, and um,
Living the dream.
Yeah.
yeah,
How good. With all the fish
um,
behind the wall.
yeah. I had a school of chromis in there that lived behind the wall, and it was all live rock and everything. It was a really weird mini reef setup. It had a skimmer built into the sump, and like it was a glass skimmer. It was
Oh, hectic.
pretty new, yeah, pretty
That's kind
new
of
for that
cool.
time. And yeah, I did that for a little while. It didn't really kind of take off to an extent. I didn't dose it. It was just purely done by water changes. It was T5 bulbs, and um, I got to say, I didn't love the tank. Like it was just, it tested me a little bit, and
Okay.
kind of went back to freshwater, then back to marine, then back to freshwater, and then back to marine. Like I really didn't fully fall in love with the reefing game again until probably 2019 or so, something like that. So
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
right,
Okay.
right.
yeah, I had many tanks over the years, like little clownfish tanks, and um, lots of different stuff over the years. Probably 8 or 9 reef tanks over the years, and
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't till more recently that I kind of actually really gave it a proper go, um, and and
Okay.
and tested my knowledge more than anything. I really went, okay, I want. I think it was also about the same time that YouTube was like really starting to kick off. I started watching Sam Parker's
It's
Reef, and
those damn influencers.
Mm.
yeah, and
They'll get you.
really heavily watched Jake Adams and everything from
Yeah,
Reef
yeah.
Builders, and like I just loved what they were doing, loved what they were talking about, and I kind of went, well, um, time to go down this path and do my own research and just take it to the next level. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Any particular fish or coral that kind of wanted you to move forward and get back into it and get real stuck into it?
Yeah,
Any-
great question.
No, the fish, I had colourful, pretty interesting fish previous, like with freshwater. Some
Okay.
Mm.
freshwater fish are a little bit underrated sometimes. They do some really quirky, weird things, which is great. The colour is what I think is enticing for a lot of people
Mm.
when it comes to marine fish. It was the
Mm.
coral that really hooked me. Like,
Yeah,
um,
right.
like just the flow, the movement. Like, still to this day, a lot of people don't believe that that stuff's alive in a
Yeah.
tank.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that was my
100%.
first thinking as well. Like, they're just like plants. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
alive, but how alive are they really?
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Yep,
until
yep.
you kind of put one in your tank till you really go, okay, yeah, this thing needs me to survive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that for sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Jared, you've mentioned there you had over the years like 8 or 9 or so reef tanks.
Yep.
In that time, has there been any that either stand out to you as ones that you like really enjoyed, or something about a particular tank, whether it be a specific fish or coral or setup or something that you really liked about that tank?
Yeah, it's probably on par with each other for different reasons. The two most recent tanks. So the
Yep.
K2100 previous to this, and now my Waterbox LX.
Hmm.
Um, the Cade 2100 was my first really big reef tank. Like I'd
Yep.
had 4 footers and 5 footers and stuff like that. But yeah, it was my first really big reef tank. Really, it was the time that I probably really went a little bit overboard with it in a tank in a way.
It was the time when the addiction really took hold.
Yeah, yeah.
With adult
And
money, that's the problem.
the adult money, exactly right. Yeah, and it had its own dedicated room in the house and,
Yep, yep.
uh, really, really sat down and planned out the equipment, the escape, everything, like it was well thought out, that tank,
Mm,
and,
mm,
um, it took off, and it took off really, really well, and, it was a really nice tank. I
definitely.
had a lot of nice fish in that tank. I had a lot of nice coral in that tank. It was the first thing that you saw as you walk through the front door, so it was a nice greeting every night. Even, I've said it before, like the pizza guy knocks on the door to drop your pizza off. He's like, "Wow, look at that!" So it was a bit of a wow factor every time. But the water box was, to me, um, probably the ideal tank for what I wanted to
Mm,
accomplish in the tank. Like, I took everything that I learnt from the Cade and went, okay, I know where I went wrong in some places.
Mm,
This
yep.
is the time to fix it. And I really, really did that. Like, there was no s- expense spared or anything like that.
yep,
I
yep.
kind of did everything that I wanted to do this tank, but it has not taken off. So, like, I have
It's a
love-hate
fun hobby.
relationships with both because I wish that I had done certain things with the Cade, but it looked amazing, and
Yep.
I did everything I wanted to do with the water box, but it doesn't look amazing just yet. So, hopefully in about a year's time, I can kind of definitively say the water box is my favorite because it started to take off and it's doing everything I want it to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And like,
wonder if it's also. I don't get me wrong. I understand because I've seen both your tanks, and I saw the Cade. I don't know if it was at its absolute peak when I saw it, but it was had to be pretty damn close to
it
it.
was
It
pumping.
looks
Yeah.
it looks pretty good. And I've seen some of the challenges you've gone through with the water box, but I also think sometimes tanks can be almost a little bit like well, I guess you can fall into two camps with ex partners. That sometimes you remember just the good things, and you very conveniently forget all of the trouble or bad times you had, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they were all right, And like you said, all the things you learnt from the Cade you put into the water box, which suggests that there were things that didn't quite go to plan that you wanted to improve on and change. And now with the water box, obviously, yeah, you had some challenges with the display, but the infrastructure's evolution forward from where you were with the Cade. So
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I agree that both the systems are very impressive, and I think the water box that you have now has the potential to be an even next level system. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks for that. Yeah.
stick with it.
I think also to that, the Cade it gave me what I need patience wise as well,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
that wasn't always a beautiful tank. It
Yep.
went through a crash early on with a heater malfunction, which I lost.
Oh,
So it was originally a mixed reef, and it had some crazy hammers and gonnies and torches and all kinds of stuff. And in the heater crash, where my temperature went up to 34 degrees overnight,
Ooh,
um,
hey.
that'll do
I
it.
funnily enough, 90% of my SPS survived. All of my
Yeah. Right.
LPS died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I kind of sat there and I went, okay, what direction am I going in? Because I've lost thousands of dollars worth of LPS, but the SPS is fine. Where do I go? And I just kind of had this bulb moment where I'm like, well, if I just go down the SPS path, then I can get some of these angels I've always been thinking about. And
Yep. Yep.
it led me down a completely different path. From there on, I got some fish that I wanted. It started to kind of really tick some boxes for me.
Yep.
Um, and I think, like, with all the little issues that I've gone through with the water box, I always get drawn back to, if I had given up on that Cade after the heater malfunction, I would have never seen what came afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I stuck with it. And that's the mindset I've kind of taken with this. I'm like, well, it's just not happened. But if I give up now, I'll never see what its potential could be.
I think yet is very key there. It's not there yet.
Not there yet. But
Now,
every disaster or setback could be the last one.
Yeah,
That's the
hopefully,
frustrating thing is it
That's
could be
also
the
true.
last one.
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah, for
Well,
sure.
hopefully not. There's this tank that you've got going now, this big water box. It's, I guess, kind of for you, it's like this dream tank. It's got all the SBS, it's got all the angels. That's like the end goal. At the moment, obviously, you've had some setbacks. But what would you do maintenance wise on a tank, day to day, week to week? It's a question that I get all the time. Like, how much does it take to maintain a marine tank?
Particularly
And
when you work in the industry, like you
yeah,
work at a shop and
yeah,
out on servicing people's tanks, installing tanks. How much time do you find for your own tank?
that's true.
See, that was definitely part of the planning with the water box was that I did find myself, although it was a beautiful tank and it had some great equipment, I did find that I was just working on it a lot.
Oh,
There was always something, right? I just,
Yep,
not
yep.
something going wrong, but there was like, it just never aligned. Like I was changing phosphate, GFO, and then the next day it was this, and then the next day. So it was kind of like a something every second day, whereas I was kind of like, I'm going to simplify this entire system so it has everything that it needs, and I'm touching it way less because I'm a big fan of like keep your hands out of the tank
yeah,
type thing.
me too.
Um, so like everything that I need to touch is at the front of the sump. Everything's
Yep,
easy
yep.
to get to. It's all manageable. Cords are not a bird's nest. It's all really easy. So I don't really do anything. Probably every 2 weeks, I might do a water change. Top things up, top up everything. Like I've got massive canisters of for my supplements and even my CO2 scrubber medium stuff. Like I've got a 5 liter one of those. So like everything's oversized and it lasts a while.
Yep.
The roller mat lasts me 3 months because it's oversized. So
Yeah,
just recently put in the new Sea Torch, which skimmer, which is
Nice.
oversized again, and it's been absolutely excellent.
Mm.
Wish I did that from the beginning, but it wasn't available then. So yeah, I don't do too much other than I grow a good film of on my glass probably every 2 days. So I'm scraping the glass every couple of days, feed the fish. Um, that's about it. Really,
Nice.
there's not a lot to it.
I guess that's what you want when you obviously get to the point where you can set up everything that it's all good to go and you can keep your hands off. That's kind of the goal, to get there as much as possible, but still be there to enjoy it and watch it grow, but just take that step back and let some of the automations do it for you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's probably the beauty of the automation and the monitoring side of it. That I can watch it and see what it's doing, and it gives me a glimpse of which way it's heading.
Yeah.
Um, but there's an expense with that as well. It's
Mhm.
not for everyone, but it
Well,
definitely helps.
there's an expense, but there's also I think where people often go wrong with automations is you still need to have the knowledge.
Yeah,
Like you can't just have the automation and it's going to run it for you. You need to know what's happening and then have the automation grab the wheel. It's almost like saying if someone puts on cruise control, they don't need to know how to drive.
Mm.
Like you still need to
You still need
drive.
to know.
Yeah.
You can put cruise control on, but please make sure you have a license. Make sure you know how to drive first. The
Hold on to the
automation
wheel. That's pretty important.
the automations make it easier when you still know what you're doing.
yeah,
And I mean, obviously, you've been in the game for a long time, so you've had the experience. You know what's going on, and then you can use the automations to make life a bit easier.
Easier.
Yeah, yeah. But it does lead me to a question, though, Jared. When using that experience you have, and having had many tanks, and unfortunately having had a few things go wrong before, like that instance when you came out overnight, and the tank went up to 34 degrees. When you look at your tank, and every reefer listening to this will know the feeling, when you just look at it and you go, something's not right.
mm.
Mm.
What's your process? What do you go through? What's the first thing you check? The second thing you check? What do you do from there?
Great question.
Yeah. My first thing would be just whip out the test kit usually
Yep.
and see if I can. Because like I do have the monitoring there, but we all know that that can be thrown out of whack or whatever as
For
well.
sure.
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, usually grab out the little HANA salinity pen. I'll check that, check the temperature, those kind of things.
With quick sanity checks. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that will hopefully that's what you want to find, right? That's the easy fix. Like when you can kind of see that something is wrong and then quantify that with what you're seeing in a test kit. Like, and that's
Yeah.
kind of, even though that something's wrong, you can kind of go, I can see where it happened, what's
Yep.
going wrong.
Yep.
From there, I'm usually the kind of guy that, all right, I've got to get to the bottom of it, and I'll just dive into the tank and at whatever cost to try and find the issue.
Deep
Um,
dives, would you say?
Deep dive, yeah.
With an Aussie vibe.
So yeah,
Do
there's been
do
a
you do
few
it wearing thongs?
yeah. So there's been a few times there where I've found a fish that had passed or whatever, and
Mm, mm.
sometimes it could have just been bullying, but other time, like I've recently just lost my Queen Angel, and I'm like, something's not right. It was eating
Mm.
last night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It wasn't being bashed or anything like that, and had a pneumonia spike. So,
Yeah,
um,
right.
but it was just like I have to test. This doesn't seem right. So, and it come up with an ammonia spike. So
Mm.
that fixed that. I got some Zeo in there and reduced the ammonia overnight. So I was managed to save other fish. But yeah, I guess also with your maintenance question, the testing for me has changed a little bit as well. I think that was a problem with the Cade as well, that I didn't test a lot with that. I did have some automation on that and some monitoring, but I didn't test a lot. And I let the tank tell me when something was wrong,
Okay.
and I would just kind of, you know, wing it to an extent, if that makes sense. But um, with the new tank, I've had to be far more in tune, and I probably test weekly now when it was
Yeah,
more like
right.
monthly or quarterly type thing with the
I
code.
find that's the opposite to what a lot of us do
Mhm.
in the earlier phases of the hobby. You're a little bit more enthusiastic and wanting to control things more. So you're testing more frequently so you can make an adjustment to that dose, or you can do this or do that. And then as the years go on, you're sort of like, hey, it looks all right. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'll test it next week. You've gone the other direction.
I think it's probably because it's swung so much
Okay.
in so many different ways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it was more or less just to try and find the sweet spot
Yep.
to
Yep.
keep it in line. And then it was just like a doubting myself weekly, going, has it, have I made the right changes type thing? And it's just
Yep.
kind of stuck. So, yeah, I'm just trying to stay in tune so I know that it can be successful at some point.
Yeah, I
That's
think
fair.
that's really important as well, being in tune with your tank. I think it comes with time, but I feel like you get to a point where you can get so in tune with the tank that you know if something's up and you know what's
Yes.
going on.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important to kind of yeah, encourage. Now, my follow-up question is, originally I had a number value here for just say if you were have this new brand new tank and you started from scratch and you kind of went crazy, the number value I don't think is enough, so I'm going to make it bigger. So
If you won Tats Lotto.
let's say you won Powerball and you wanted to drop an obscene amount of money on a new tank, custom, whatever you want, starting from the beginning, taking the mistakes you've either made in the past or changes that you want to make looking forward.
Yep.
What's your go-to? Give us your dream tank.
Mm.
Yeah. So when I said at the beginning of the episode that I didn't read any of your questions and actually have pre-planned thoughts on them, I lied about this one because I did have to sit there for a minute and go, what would I do? What would I do? And
Yeah,
But
you
this
did
is a
send me
question
you
that
sent me the blueprint though, Jared. Like I spent
this
yeah,
is a question every reefer has in the back of their head, because we need to know if you stumble across a suitcase full of cash,
yeah.
what you're going to do with it in a hurry before someone reports it lost.
yeah, I think a lot of people would just end up saying that I would buy, the biggest Cade, the biggest water box there is, and
Mm.
I'd Apex and Neptune on it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, when we're talking about big money, that's no option and no expense spared. I'd probably do something maybe like 10 foot, but I'd go wide, like a 4 or 5 foot wide peninsula. So 10 by
Hells, yeah.
Oh,
10 by 4 or 10 by 5, something like that. Probably not too tall, maybe 750 tall. I'd even be
Okay.
happy to keep it 600 tall. But where I'd really geek out would be it'd be full closed loop. I'd have no wave makers in it. There'd be a lot of thought process behind that, hiding um, outlets and inlets and all that kind of stuff. But
If you've got a 10
it-
by 5 footprint, you've got some room for some closed
oh,
loop there, that's for sure.
yeah, some big closed loops too.
and I think that's the biggest problem with Peninsula, right? Having flow
Yeah.
up one end is
Mm.
always seems to be the hard thing. And I've got the SPS bug now, so I need the flow. And having some Neros hang off what is meant to be a viewable
Yeah, yeah.
end of the tank, kind of, I sometimes feel like it's a little bit of a waste of a peninsula sometimes. So yeah, there'd be a lot of thought around closed loop, but I'd definitely have a sump room
Oh
behind.
yeah.
100%.
Stump would be waist height type thing because I'm not getting down with my rickety knees anymore. And
Not getting younger, mate.
yeah, plump in frag tank, all the good stuff.
All the
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Big refugium that trickles down into the sump, and it just everything. Over the top lights on a some kind of mechanism that raises and lowers, like I've got now, but
Yep.
just the next level. Brand wise, equipment wise, I'm not too phased. I do believe we've gotten to a point now where lights are light and a pump's a pump, and um, they'll all do something to an extent. It's more about what pleases the eye more than
Mm.
anything. Um, so yeah, I think it'd be that a big peninsula. Yeah,
Full of SBS, I'm guessing, just sticks everywhere.
yeah, full of SPS. Some pretty weird and wonderful fish as
I was
well.
going to say, yeah, surely some of those dimes would be dropped on some fish too.
Yeah, yeah, some nice angels. But yeah, some different things like a really nice school of Antheas, something that you
Oh
don't
yeah.
see, like maybe Bimaculatus or something like that. Yeah, I like to tinker with fish and try new things and everything. It'd be a scape similar to what I have, the branching type scape, but on another level. So
Yeah.
yeah, really built into the home too as well. I really like it when it looks like the house was built around a tank, like it
Mm.
matches the decor. It kind of
Yep.
whatever facade you have in the kitchen is the same as the cabinetry around the tank. I think that really kind of finishes something off.
Yeah, tops it all off, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
100%.
we're talking 100K plus for something like that, I would
Yeah.
say. So
But money doesn't matter. We have so much,
That's
remember,
right.
Jared?
yeah, I'll let you know when you see Instagram reels of that tank being craned in. You know that I hit Powerball. So
Sounds good. Jared, you touched on earlier the great Jake Adams and when he really started to really find his groove and really start to promote this hobby to a worldwide audience, that you got caught up a little bit in some of the hype that he created, as a lot of us did. Can you tell us about anyone else that sort of influenced your reefing style over the years and what directions that took you?
yeah, well, first and foremost, most is probably yourself, Sam.
That's a worry.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh so hard.
Yeah, I don't want to pull your leg or anything here, but yeah, definitely the videos kind of. Ah, listen, I'll be honest with you. It helped me through a tough time in my life,
Mhm.
and it kind of uh, revamped that love that I had for not just marine, but fish keeping, the
Yep.
hobby in the
Mhm.
whole.
Yep.
I realized it was something that was missing in my life again after having a little bit of time off. And being an Aussie bloke, like it's an easy watch. It's
Yeah.
informative. It's kind of draws you in. It captures your attention, that kind of stuff. And at the time, I was setting a tank up too, and you're doing lots of different kinds of testing products, and
Yep.
it's so
Mm.
seen that you're testing products that I was thinking about putting on the tank and stuff as well. So
Match made
definitely
in
felt,
heaven, you two.
yeah.
Do I need to step out for a bit, or
No, join in. Tell
Nah.
us how you love Parker's Reef as well.
Jake Adams,
Yeah.
definitely, he was a massive. I think
Oh,
everyone
massive.
can say that
Yeah.
he was a massive part of this hobby.
100%.
His love for the hobby in general was probably unmatched. The things that he was doing, and
Mm.
I honestly don't think you'll find a reefer currently in the game that has not been influenced either directly or indirectly by Jake in some way. I know obviously some reefers that have only been in the game for a year or so won't even know who Jake Adams is, but I
Mm.
guarantee you they're doing something or following something or reading an article or seeing a video or something that he had some involvement in.
And he
yeah,
had this like worldwide influence, didn't he? Like you
Exactly.
didn't have to be American.
No,
In some way, shape, or form, there was Jake at the forefront.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he just, I don't know, the way that he spoke about things, you could tell that he genuinely cared. Like he
Yes.
wasn't doing it
Mhm.
for money. He wasn't doing
No,
it for fame. He was doing it because he loved the hobby and he wanted to give
definitely.
back to people in the hobby. And he's sadly missed because I think we need more people like him
Yeah.
in the
Agreed.
world, not just the hobby.
Yeah.
Um, the original BRS boys
Yes.
are
Yes.
definitely up there as well. Many of nights watching them, and um,
Man, and I mean, not to be hard on him, but like Jake obviously isn't producing for a very good reason. But the BRS guys, man, their ship sailed for different reasons. Their videos used to be an absolute bible to this hobby.
yeah,
Mhm. The 52 weeks of reefing. I think
52
that's
weeks
like
of
the
reefing
go-to, isn't it?
is it is such a wealth of knowledge. Really good watch. Who would think you could watch a video every single week about the build up of one tank and still be super excited about it for
Mm.
next week? They
Yeah.
just they lost their magic sauce there, didn't they? It's a shame.
along the way as well, like I just admire the love for the hobby that people have. So you've got people like
Yep.
Anya and Cam,
Yep.
Shane Coleman, all of these kinds of people that have done so much for the hobby that without them, the Australian scene is very different. So
Definitely.
I would
Definitely.
say
Yeah.
that they all definitely kind of not just have inspired me, but continue to inspire me
Yeah. Yeah.
try and I want to do something similar. I want to give back, and I love the hobby just as much as they do. Hopefully, but yeah, there are a few that come to mind that definitely yeah put me on this path. I think.
Sometimes it's people or shops or businesses doing things that you might not think are inspiring or influencing you, but sometimes it's just their excitement over something, whether it be a new fish that's in or a coral they've never seen before or a new method of fragging or something. And that knowledge sharing and that excitement sort of reignites your own passion and stuff like that. I find happens a lot in this hobby and we don't always instantly recognize it.
There's very few that I think we've said it a number of times now that not everyone knows everything, but there is
For
people
sure.
who definitely excel in certain areas that I would go to them for that particular thing, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've always been a person that the way that I work, the way that my brain works is I kind of need to feed the information myself. If you stand in front of me and go, "This is the way that this works," I obviously I didn't do well at school, but that's the way it kind of works. You stand in front of me, you try and feed me information. It's in one ear, out the other kind of thing. But the
Yep.
moment I
Yep.
sit in front of a book or YouTube or listen to a podcast or whatever, and I feed myself that information, it just gets retained. So
Yep.
I couldn't say that anyone has kind of taught me everything I know. Like I couldn't go,
No,
yeah,
no.
that he's the guy that
Yeah.
that I lend all my information off him, but it's definitely people that I admire for what they've done and what they continue to do.
What about you talked about when you first got a marine system and you had freshwater tanks for a while there. and you thought about, you're like, I want to try a marine system, and even like the shop were like, nah, mate, it's hard. Don't want to do that. Is it possible that them saying no, it's hard, inspired you in a very indirect way, like by almost setting a challenge?
Subconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because I was told in certain fields of freshwater that's hard. It's not
Yep.
able to be
Yep.
done. Like I
Yeah.
bred fish that others couldn't breed and said that it can't happen. So
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
So
in your
by them
face.
saying don't do it, it's hard. You're like, challenge accepted.
that's always been a way that I work for mod
I
reef.
assumed as much, but good to clarify.
Yeah. But I always want to at least give it a go myself, right? I'm happy to kind of wave the flag and go, it is hard. It is too hard for me, but I
Yep.
can at least go, I've tried.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And to some extent, I've done things I think that some people go, that can't really do that. You shouldn't be doing that. That doesn't work. And I've gone, well, I tried and it has worked for me. So maybe,
Yep. Yep.
maybe we're all just told that that's something that can't be done until someone actually tries to
That's
make it
key
work.
in this hobby, though. I mean, too many people are going down the path of, they have a question, they Google it, they get the answer. Probably not just in this hobby, but let's
Yeah.
keep on topic for this
Yeah.
hobby. They get the answer off Google and go, well, that said yes or that said no. And that's it. When, particularly in this hobby, that's just not the way it works. There's so many different ways to slice that pie. And until you've tried it and either solidified what Google told you, or found maybe a loophole or another approach, then you can't take that as gospel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
right.
true. On that line, Jared, is there any livestock choices that you've actually made that you probably wouldn't never do again? Maybe they were right.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Google was correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Copper bean butterflies and Moorish idols.
Yeah.
Beautiful fish. Absolutely love them. And I wish
Yeah.
they were easier, but I just do not think that they are a fish for aquarium life.
Yeah. Kept in
Agreed.
the ocean.
Yeah, they just don't adapt. I'm sure there's going to be people who comment and say, what do you mean? I've had a Moorish idol for 7 years.
Yeah, there are instances out there. Same with
Yeah.
copper bands. I go and film people's tanks, and I'm like, oh, how long have you had the copper band? Oh, 5 years. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you're killing me. I almost like, don't say that on video, because for every one that does do 5 years in a tank, there's going to be probably 5,000 that don't.
That's exactly
Like,
right.
just,
Or
can we
more
just
in some cases.
can we just pretend it's not in there? Don't say that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a me thing. It just hasn't worked for me. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's many others that said they say it hasn't worked for them as well. But yeah, they're two fish that I would love to keep. Have tried many, many times to keep, and it just has not worked out.
Yeah, what about coral wise? Anything that's like the kryptonite for Jared coral wise?
I've always found that I think a lot of people say this, but gold torch is a
Yes.
tough long-term coral. It's beautiful.
Either works or it doesn't, and more
Yeah.
often than not, it doesn't.
I've had patches of wings with Goniopora. I've had a beautiful little garden of it, and it really did quite well. And then I've had other times where I put it in a really well-established tank where everything else is happy, and they just all tract and melt away, and doesn't do what I want them to do. So, and I not so much I wouldn't do again, but just a little bit more plan around Montipora where I place that.
Yeah.
I've learned that stuff just wants to take over a tank, and I really have this love. It's probably one of my favorite corals, Montipora, but I want to put it everywhere and I want to showcase it and show it off, but it wants the spotlight. So
Yep.
I'd be very particular in what I put in my tank and limit how much it goes in. Other than that, fish wise, there's some anthias. There's been some anthias that I've really liked, and I just find that over time they go off eating for whatever reason. Like I've had big schools of Cooperi, I've had lytail.
Mm.
I've even more recently I've had square blocks, and I kind of went square blocks are the easier anthea, and they've done a very similar thing where they've been really hardy and done really well in a boisterous tank, like a very
Yep.
aggressive tank with some bigger fish, and then they just stop eating. So
Mm.
we wouldn't pour so much money into amphias, knowing that what's happened with them. But that's probably all I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's going to be more that are listening back in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks. There'll be a couple more that I
Just
remember.
when you
Yeah.
get that nervous shake when you look at a fish on a fish list.
Yeah. Oh, also, definitely Xenia and Zoas.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Xenia and Zoas they can look beautiful. They can do everything you want them to do, but they can definitely just overtake a tank. To an
Yeah.
extent, Bacillopora too. They do something weird where they just drop
Just turn
spores.
up everywhere.
Yeah.
They're known to spawn, aren't they, in a lot of people's tanks, and they pop up all over the wave makers and returns. And
How was that not on the trivia question? How is Monsoon not captive spawned Pacillopora?
Yeah, they probably do. They just don't sell it,
They
mate.
don't
Yeah,
even
like
they don't even count it.
it's
They're
not
like that.
worth mentioning. I wouldn't mention it either.
We're not going to list it as one of our
Beautiful.
species.
It's a beautiful coral, but for anyone
That's
who's
nuts.
had it and they've put it on a rock and you go, I love that coral, and then you just see it attached to your weir, you go,
Yeah,
Yeah, on your
and
weir, your magnet cleaner, your wave makers, just
yeah.
everywhere.
On that note, I'm trying to get rid of my Xenia rock at the moment, so it's still on a rock. It's still contained. It's just
Nice.
it's ready to explode, and I need to get rid of it. Anyway, it's a next week problem.
you are doing Xenia things.
Yeah, good old Xenia.
Jared, you've now had a few distinctive roles in the industry. You've done tank maintenance and servicing before. You've worked almost behind the scenes for a distributor here in Australia, and now you're on the front line at one of the biggest local fish shops in Australia, and not just at the retail side, but also on custom builds and installs, getting a pretty comprehensive overview of working in the industry. How has that impacted your home side of the hobby? So, like your own tank and your own love for the game. Has it been a positive influence or a negative influence working all day in the space and then coming home and maybe seeing something not going perfectly in your tank, or even just finding the time to sit down and enjoy when it is going perfectly?
Yeah, that's a good question because it was something that I asked myself when I jumped into the industry on that side. Is this going to affect my love for the hobby? Because
Mm.
at the end of the day, the hobby is um, like it's first and foremost to an extent, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
you don't want to lose that because it's what you come home to. It's what you do outside of work most of the time, and we often
Yeah.
have those things to escape work, escape life, and everything like that.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a question that I asked myself: is this what I really want to do? And when I started my business, so it would have been 20. It was just after COVID, so 2021, I believe.
Yep.
Started my business just doing tank maintenance. It was actually alongside Bespoke, so I would kind of work with them on a lot of their installs and stuff as well. But I had my own customers and everything like that, and
Okay.
Yeah.
that was good. It's tough maintaining a tank for someone else who doesn't share the love for the hobby with you because
Yes.
Yeah.
let's be honest, there's a lot of people out there who have tanks because they love the look of it, but they don't so much love what goes with it. So
Yep.
they
That's fair.
hire people in to do these things. And, you're trying to, I've seen this really cool fish. I think you might like it. And they're like, whatever, man, just bring it next time. So that, that got old quickly,
Yeah.
definitely.
I bet.
Yeah,
Um,
you want customers that kind of are into it, right? You want someone to bounce off and get excited over doing their tank.
yeah. Yeah, it'd be like taking your car to a mechanic for work and he's like, I could do all this for you. And you're like, whatever, man, just make it look good. Who cares?
Yeah.
All I'm doing is driving it. It doesn't matter. Like, so
I just need to get to point B, mate. Come on.
yeah. And you're like, but you're driving a Ferrari. Why'd you buy this car if you're not into cars? So,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So that tested it to some extent,
Mm,
because I would exhaust myself working on everyone's tank who wasn't. I won't say that they weren't appreciative of it. They just didn't have my
yes.
level of love for it.
Yeah.
But going into I had to ask myself the same questions again once I went into the distributor side of the
Yes.
industry. And if anything, that probably grew my love
Okay.
for the hobby a
Mhm.
little bit more because my favorite thing of doing that job was I actually got to go out and hang out with all these shop owners who
Yep, yep.
live and breathe
Mhm.
the hobby all
Yeah,
day,
to
every
be
day.
fair, it's almost the opposite side of what you were doing in the maintenance, isn't it? Like, you're going to talk to people and see people that well, hopefully this is their hobby, but it is also their income so that they do literally live and breathe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so to go back a little bit further, when I come back into the hobby, um, I was going through a tough time and I decided, all right, it's time for me to have another crack at marine. And the reason why I chose marine over freshwater is because I felt like once I do a freshwater tank, it's a couple of months and it's done. I
Yep,
just watch fish grow.
Mhm.
yep, yep,
The,
yep.
the, the part of what I loved about the marine side was a couple of frags, couple of fish, and it slowly evolves over time. And what I found that we could do was I could kind of get out to shops on the weekends and just find treasures, the little gems in each and every shop. So we do these little um, like shop crawls.
Yep,
Like I'd
yep.
start in the city and work my way back out west in Sydney and just find all these cool things. And what I found about being a rep, it was like that, but I got paid to do it and talk about products that I love.
And every day too, not just once a
Yeah.
week.
So I'd go out and, if you ever talk to Sonny and Sam out at Eastwood Aquariums, they would tell you like I wouldn't leave the shop because I would go and I'd like stand there and like, okay, what do we need today, guys? Do you need some salt? Do you need this? Here's these new products coming out. And then I'd be like, what kind of frags have you got in? What goodies have you got?
What's
Let us
that?
have a look. So business first, and then I managed to kind of feed the addiction after that, and
I
it was
mean,
like,
while you're there, why not?
Yeah.
yeah. So I got to see all these really cool things. That, like a lot of the time, I couldn't take anything with me because I'd either have a tank that was full or I had a tank that was brand new and I couldn't put anything in it anyway. So
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
it wasn't like I was driving around just picking up goodies and selling products at the same time, but it was just talking with like-minded people and everything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
was refreshing. It was
Yeah.
nice.
Bring
Um,
the love back into it, right?
yeah, and then also in the same extent, you walk in there and they see the excitement that, "Oh, we sold one of your water box tanks last week," like, "This customer's gonna do this, this, and that," and you kinda be like, "Yeah, cool, someone's getting into it, that's great," so
Yep, yep.
that was excellent.
Nice.
I really enjoyed that, and it was a hard decision to leave, but I felt like I could do some good in my new role for
Mhm.
for the industry, for the hobby, on many different levels because, like I've come in as general manager of Bespoke and, um, there's many levels to this position where I think you said before, Sam, where I have to, um, like we do custom tanks. So I'm quoting customs, I'm helping design custom tanks and anything that you can think of, anywhere from like these tiny little shoe boxes all the way up to,
Yeah, yeah.
full blown 8-meter tanks. So there's that. I manage a maintenance crew. I manage doing uh, organizing like people doing relocations and things like that as well.
Mhm.
I help with the livestock component of for the shop. So I source a lot of stuff that people are trying to find that can't quite find some other places. But then also, like, I have a really good management background. So working with guys who are on the same level,
Yep.
um, because we're all trying to achieve the same goal, which is a very
Mhm.
hard part of being a manager when people are just clock in, clock out type people.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
there to get their money and get out. Whereas these guys they're there because they love. Sometimes you would probably say that they love the hobby more than they love the money, because
Yep.
sometimes they're leaving their wallet at the shop anyway. Like their
Mm.
wages are substituting
Yep. Yep. I can imagine.
what they're bringing home. So
Their addiction.
yeah, but we're all on the same page. Like we're all in it for the same end goal, right? Yes, we want to make the shop money and be successful and stuff, but we want to bring new hobbyists into the hobby. We want to see people be successful.
Yep.
We want to change the industry for the good. Like we want to innovate new things and bring new things and change the mindset of some people. And um, we're all on board. So for that reason, it's an easy thing to go into work and do, um, and it only increases my love for the hobby as well, because I get to do what I love. I don't. I guess if I was cleaning tanks and had my arm in the water all day
Yeah.
every
Yeah. Yeah.
day, and
That's a
scooping out
hard
dead
slog.
fish and all that, that's a hard thing to deal with every day. But
Mhm.
I'm probably 50-50 upstairs, uh, you know, in meetings and sending off emails, as well as dealing with distributors and customers and things like that as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
So I get to touch on a lot of different areas of the job.
Keeps it
Yeah, that's
fresh.
good.
Nice.
Yeah, and I guess having that background of being in doing multiple things and in different spaces, you get the ability to see it from all angles. You get a bit of this and a bit of that, bit of love here, bit of local reefer here. So no,
Yeah.
that's good. So my follow-up question is, like, obviously across this time, there's been like some massive changes in the hobby in certain fields, whether it's about equipment or if it's like the hobby as a one big scene. Is there any big changes that you've noticed in the time that you've been in reefing? I know coming back and forth from freshwater, but is there any big changes that you've noticed in the marine space in any of the fields that you've
Mm.
worked in?
Yeah, I think it all happened fairly quickly too. Like
Mm.
the gadget side of things, the monitoring, um, the testing side of it, and all that kind of stuff has
Mm.
kind of come up in the last 10 years or so.
It's kind of
When
exploded, hasn't it?
it's
Mm.
exploded, and like I think when like I said before, I didn't dose or anything like that. I can't even remember a doser being a thing. I'm sure it was. It definitely was, but I can't remember it being a product that was on the shelf.
Yeah, it wasn't as
Like
common.
yeah, and
Mm.
like
Yep.
everything was AC pumps, and we had
Yep. Yep.
like we thought that T5 was the duck's guts, like it was the best of the best, and it
Well, it
realistically
was.
was, and it
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
say it still is, but
Oh yeah, was slash is. Yeah.
um, yeah, I think all of that kind of someone flicked a switch overnight and went, okay, everything's now DC operated, which means we can have control. And within a control, we can have Bluetooth. And then after that, it was like, now we can have Wi Fi and everything's connected to a cloud and
Yep.
servers,
Yep.
and you can program things from the other side of the world. And I think
Mm.
that that's where we've come leaps and bounds. And I think for a good 5 years there, it was good. It's now heading towards great.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I think that that's definitely the big difference that,
Yeah.
especially because we have within the shop, we have some customers that we service their tanks, and there's some of those customers that don't have the time, don't have the knowledge to do it themselves, but they definitely have the money. So we can kind of remote in and see what their Apex is doing, their Neptune, what their tests are, all those kind of things. They've got cameras, so we can essentially control their tank for them, and they
Yep.
just have to get.
Remotely.
So it helps on many different levels. You know, it's not just a lot of people kind of would say that a lot of it's just a gimmick. It's not needed. It doesn't, the application is only there because people have expendable money and they just want the best of the best. And to some extent, it's probably true, but for others, it definitely does have an application and it works well for them. And for that reason, I think there's a place for it. And I think it gives us a good stepping stone for what's coming next, which
It's
sky's the limit, right?
it's a big
Mm.
thing in this hobby. It's a big trend I see where if something doesn't suit you and your use case, well, it's rubbish then, and they should never have made it. What a waste of time. Not many people think, well, there could be someone out there that fits into this use case this is going to change their world and might keep them in the game or get them in the game. Um, I was going to ask you whether you thought that technology change was a good thing or a bad thing, but you pretty well answered it anyway, saying that you do think it's a good thing, and um, might not be for everyone, but for those that it is, therefore, it's a game changer.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think there's things that need work to be done on them
Yeah,
to
of
be
course.
to be worth the money that they're asking. But you've
Yes,
got
yes.
things like KH monitors and stuff like now we know that a stable KH is a happy tank. So things like that. It's $1,000 for a KH monitor, or to some extent.
Sure.
Um, I think it's a wise investment for people.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so it helps you watch your tank closely and be in, like I said before, be in tune with it, because
yeah, yeah.
those things are testing twice a day. Like, you to get a beaker out and some drops twice a day is, you won't be in love with the hobby for long, that's for sure. And you won't be that precise with your dosing and
Yeah,
everything, as well as what you can be once you know what your parameters are. So yeah,
That's
I
true.
there's some that's great, some that's not so great, but I think we're heading in a pretty good direction with it now, where each brand is now kind of pushing other brands to do better and be more precise. And I think we'll get to a point there where these systems will be cheaper, better, more accurate, all of that kind of stuff, affordable for people,
yeah.
ties more people into the hobby and makes it easier. So,
It's got to be a good thing.
yep, for sure.
Yeah, competition's good in that fact, isn't it? It pushes everyone to be better, so everything gets better, and we all reap the benefits.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. What about that? Well, I was going to say that could be a controversial opinion, but probably not. I think most people agree that technology is getting better, whether it's for you or not. It has a place in the hobby. But do you have a reefing opinion that could be considered controversial? Something that
Oh,
you do or believe or don't like or do like, or something that you think might be on the opposite side of the fence to where most people sit?
Mm. Um,
I like this. I like this a lot. Sorry. I like controversial going.
yeah, fairly new one after working in the shop
Oh,
is
yeah.
um, all products are the same at
Yeah,
the end of
yeah,
the
yeah.
day.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're all the
That
same. Like, to compare a pump to a pump, we're talking about a piece of plastic with an impeller inside.
yeah,
The
yeah.
difference is an app, to most extent. So, like,
Sometimes, literally, sometimes those pumps come out of the same factory,
yeah,
Mm.
and it is just the app that's
Yeah.
different.
yeah. And I know, like, everyone is aligned to something, and
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
one thing's worked better than others, but they are all exactly the same, and they've all copied each other, or copied
Yep,
like a generic blueprint to some extent as well.
Mhm.
I do think that a lot of it is individual. So, like, your lights and stuff like that will come down to what you want to achieve in your tank. Some lights are just bluer; they just give off a
yep,
different look.
yep.
Some look a little bit
Mhm.
more natural. Some are too white. Some are slimmer. Some are thicker. All those kinds of things, and it just so for anyone to jump online and go, "What do you think I should get? What's the best light on the market? What's the best pump? What do you recommend if I have a 1500 SPS tank?" Like, whatever, whatever, whatever you
Yep,
want,
yep.
mate. Whatever fits your budget, whatever you like the look of. Well, my only recommendation was, the apps are so good now, and the products are so good now. Why would you want 10 apps? Like, if you're going to pick a
Yeah,
product,
yeah, yeah.
stick with that brand.
Mm.
Um, Another one I've got, and I can't believe that this isn't probably uh, pushed a little bit more by everyone, and it's not spoken about more. And
Ooh, this
um,
sounds very controversial.
I
Mm.
don't know if it's actually controversial, but
I don't know. You
have
put
so,
everyone on the hook here, so
I read so many things online. I speak to so many people and they go, "What do you think I should keep my parameters at?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
What should
Mm.
I do? What's the best? Is it 7.5 DKH? Is it 440 calcium? Is it 1350 mag? Where should my phosphate be? Where should my nitrate be?
yeah, yeah,
What it, whatever bucket of salt you use
yeah,
is my recommendation." And
yeah,
I say that to some people, they're like, "Nah, no chance. Why would I do that? My gonnies look better with 9 DKH." And I'm like, "But you're fighting against yourself every time that you do a water change.
yeah, yeah,
Find a bucket of salt that uses 9 DKH then." So
yeah,
have your parameters wherever, whatever you're putting back into the tank. You find that balance is far easier to stick to then. And some people, it's like a light bulb moment for them. They're like, "Oh, yeah, 100%. Why didn't I think of that?" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
"Well, it took
yeah,
me a little while to actually for the penny to drop and for that to click for me too." But and then others will just go, "I don't agree with you. I
yeah,
want to
right,
keep it
right.
with that. Whatever my salt I mix in at is irrelevant. I'll tune it to be what I want it to be." Okay.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that's
fair enough.
that's that's how I do things these days, and that's what I recommend. And
That's pretty similar to when you see, I mean, you see it online a lot these days where someone will put a picture of like their test results. Maybe it's a picture of a screen from a spin touch or something, with all their
Mm.
parameters on there. And they go, what do
Nice.
you think? And it's like,
Mm.
well, it's pretty hard from like one snapshot in time. Like,
yeah,
what are your last 30 tests? What's the trend? Is your elk pogoing? Is it always about 7? Is it always about 11? If so, then that's fine. But if it was 11 yesterday and it's 7 today, probably not so good.
mm,
Um, it's something you always see, and no one's willing to give you the archives of their results. They're just like, oh, local fish shop said it was good,
yeah,
and it could be good,
In that
could be,
snapshot.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
right.
And in
Um,
terms of advice, Jared, that's one probably good one is to aim for that stability.
mm.
Do you have any other pieces of advice that you wish you knew or you had followed when you were starting out in reefing? Anything that jumps out at you that would help you back
yeah,
then?
what I would tell my younger self was like, I've definitely learnt patience over the years, and I think that this hobby is something. If nothing's going to teach you patience, this hobby should, and if it doesn't, then you're not going to have the greatest of times with
Mm.
this hobby.
Spot on.
Patience, so key in this
Patience
hobby.
is
Yeah.
patience. I think is probably one of the most important things to have with this hobby. And I think it's, if you're an impatient person, I think it's a great experiment to try and test yourself to see if it's something that you can eventually gain. Because I can definitely say that a younger version of me, I was an impatient guy. Like I wanted things today, tomorrow. I'm not waiting a week for those kind of things. Now I'm especially with my tank, I'm kind of like everything happens in good time. Things don't need to change now. I Any changes I make are small changes over time. Um, Anything that has gone wrong has already happened in the past. It's not something that I've just found
Mm.
miraculously. I haven't
Yep.
woken up this morning to dead coral because last night something went wrong, usually. It's because something's happened over a course of time and it's happened slowly. I need it to be fixed slowly.
Yeah, I think that's good bit of advice there as well. Um, Now, looking forward, Jared, to the big 2026. Obviously, we're moving forward, and we want to get better and bigger, and all the rest of it. Is there any big changes happening in terms of your tank in 2026, or moving forward with bespoke aquariums in 2026?
With my tank, um, so with my tank, I'd love to fill it with some coral and a couple more fish. That's my, I guess it's everyone's goal at the end of the day, but my big goal at the moment is to definitely have it take off,
Mm.
and get some growth and color out of it and everything like that. Um, I've been tinkering over the years with coming out with content and taking photos and things like that. It's just never really happened for me, but I want to pursue trying to do that, trying to be better with that. And 'cause I see so much cool stuff out there, like videos and posts and TikToks and YouTube and everything like that. And I kind of go, man, I really wish I could, add to this
Yeah.
and share things and do things like that. But just hasn't been something that I've been good at it. So I'd like to share my tank a little bit more and yeah, have people come along for the journey with it as well.
Yeah, I
Um,
think also adding new corals in your tank, if that's what you're doing at the moment, snapping them now and seeing what changes we've got what to look forward to in this year. I think that's
yeah,
exciting as well. So to look at, to have photo evidence.
yeah, yeah. I've just put the new, like I said before, the Sea Torch skimmer in there. So that's a piece of equipment that I've been um, thinking about changing for a little bit of time now, and it came out. I'm like, hook me up. I must
Pull
have
the
that.
trigger.
Yeah. So that was that was something that was planned for this year as well. Um, yeah, I just really want it to take off and just let it coast and do its thing. And I look forward to bonsaiing it so I can, spread some frags out there and keep my corals alive, and spread them around. So as for the shop,
Yeah,
we
give us the inside word on what's happening at Bespoke.
yeah, so
Mm.
we uh, we are planning a little bit of a floor layout change up, some new shelving and stuff to
Okay.
better display some products and stuff like that. Potentially, maybe bring in some new products or give proper space to products that should have the space as well.
Mhm.
Um, anyone who's been in the shop more recently has just noticed maybe that there's things all over the place. If you're looking for coral food, there might be one on this shelf, one on that shelf, and one over there as well. And I think it'd
Right,
be
right.
really cool to kind of streamline that a little bit, make it a little bit
Mhm.
neater, a little bit more centralized, a little bit nicer, um, improve the experience. One thing that a lot of people have probably noticed is the display tanks.
Mhm.
We made a decision late last year that the old displays were out and the new displays are in, and we've recently done the Red Sea 1000 Gen 3, the Cade 2200 S3,
Mhm.
and today we just locked in a water box LX 7 foot as well,
Nice.
Yeah.
which will be another display that we are setting up. But there's also at the moment there's two fresh waters as well. We've done a Eheim planted tank, we've done a water box river tank, and soon there'll be a Cade River cichlid tank as well. So I think
Ooh.
we kind of tick everyone's boxes there, and it's a bit of a gallery style thing. So you kind of got to walk through and take in all of the tanks, and we want them all to be different from each other and showcase
Mm.
different fish, different corals, different methodologies. You know, showcase products a little bit better as well. I think that's one thing that I noticed being a rep, being on the road was shops are pretty quick to put products and stuff on their tank.
Mhm.
Um, but unless I like as a customer, I walk in there and open up doors, I don't really know what's
Yeah.
keeping the tank running as well.
Yeah.
So I want to do a really good job to kind of showcase this is this tank, this is the livestock in this tank, and this is what's keeping this tank running, and let people make their conscious decisions on what way they want to go with their next tank, their next purchase, and things like
Mm.
that, without us stepping in and going, "This is the best. I like this one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Look at it yourself and pick it." So
I
That's
think it's
that's something that I think a lot of shops don't take advantage of with their display tanks. A lot of people see them as, a way to inspire people and show them what a tank can look like. But an opportunity to show that equipment operating and how it looks, how it sounds, how big it is, whatever it is, how it
Uh-huh.
should look when it's running, how it shouldn't look when it's running is a massive missed opportunity. So being able to say, this is this skimmer, this is it operating here, and this is the other one you're looking at operating here. Or yeah, the skimmer you bought last week, does it look like this when it's on? No. Well, something's wrong. How's it different from this? Or we've got to adjust the air intake and things like that. It's an opportunity that shouldn't be passed up.
I think it works on
Mm.
many different levels as well. So, yes, everyone gets to see something in action. Like it's all
Yep.
very well and good to kind of see a box and a picture of what something looks like. But you said it before that to see the physical size of something and how am I going to plumb this in and things
Mhm.
Definitely.
like that. But I think also the more products that you have working in the shop, the more um, technically sound staff members are at selling each product and troubleshooting themselves as well. I don't think that there's anything worse than someone taking home a skimmer and then they bring it back and they go, I can't get this thing to work. And then everyone in the shop goes, I don't know.
Mm.
I've
I've not used them.
I've never seen that skimmer before.
Yeah.
We ordered it in specifically for you. It's not something that we use and you can't help them. Whereas you can if they bring it in and they go, I can't get this thing to work. Can you figure it out for me? You go, yeah, come over here. You open up the cabinet, you show your one working. You go, this is what you've done wrong. This hose is meant to be here. And everyone can kind of answer questions, troubleshoot, and we don't have to get distributors involved in, what is an easy fix at the end of the day as well. And I think it benefits the shop where we have happy customers walking out going, great. I thought I was going to be out of a skimmer for a week. It was an easy fix. Didn't have to spend any more money, and they come back. They want to be back for more. And I think also for us, we're expanding our knowledge. We're learning each and every product slowly over time, and as new things drop, we showcase those and we can sell them.
Yeah. Well, I guess coming into Bespoke over a couple of, especially at the start of this year, it seems massive changes are going on in there. And those displays you mentioned, the Cade and the water box coming and all the rest of it, they are looking stunning. And the freshwater, don't sell that short either. So I know you've plugged that on the socials. Those freshwater tanks absolutely pumping along with beautiful plants and everything. That's getting people in. Becomes more of an experience for people to look at it all and view it all and find out what they love and what they want to run away with, and then they take what they need, and you might have a new reefer in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's just come from, um, like I said before, that some things are just personal, right? Lights are one of those things. So, and yes, we can kind of show what lights look like, but can you show what lights look like side by side with each
Mm,
other? You know what I mean?
that's it,
So
valuable, isn't it?
it really is, and it can be the
Mm,
different, and it's already been the difference with some tanks that we've sold, where they've come in and Facebook or Google have told them this is the best light for the job. You must have this light. Everyone's bought this light. Everyone recommends this light. They come in and they've gone, I don't know if I agree. I don't, but I really like that one. What's that one? And they walk
mm,
out with that one. So the last thing I want is a hobbyist to come in with all their hard earned cash, really excited about the hobby, get everything that they just bought home and be a little bit disheartened by a purchase that they've made that someone else has recommended because they love it. Um, I would much rather them walk out and have chosen everything that they wanted because they've seen it working and picked it for themselves, for their application, what they want it to, what they want to achieve at the end of the day.
Jared, you've done a fantastic job. Sam Philp and I have grilled you for the best part of probably an hour and a quarter now with all of the questions we could possibly think of. And you've come through with flying colours, mate. So well done. And thanks for taking the time to answer those questions. You definitely had some good information to share with us and all of the listeners.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. I think they were pretty interesting questions, and none of them get me into trouble, I hope. So,
Ooh, the controversial ones.
yeah. No, they were interesting questions, and I think, I don't know, hopefully people find it interesting too. And for anyone who likes these type of things, we can do them. We can do volume twos of any of these. Like there will be another one for you, Sam Philpin, probably towards the end of the year, and
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
a volume two. We'll get Hadley on for a volume two, and then again yourself, Sam. And if I
You
was
bet.
interesting enough, then we'll do a volume two for me as well. So
With the listeners' questions.
yeah. We do have that coming up later in the year where we're going to do an episode revolved around the listeners, where they can just ask a bunch of questions to any of us or just questions in general. So keep a watch on the socials for when we start to kind of get towards that. It will be later in the year, but just have the cogs ticking. Start thinking about what you would like to ask, and we'll take a good chunk of those questions into an episode and answer them all for you. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
but what we actually have now, and this is a first for us, we've not done this before. We've announced winners before, but we've never actually done it. It's not technically live, but we've only just found out about the winner.
It's live for us.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
live
it's-
for us.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So we've just been handed the name of the winner for the Coastal Clownfish Clowns, and the winner's name is Kobe Hector.
Well done, Kobe.
So
Congratulations.
Kobe Hector. If you are hearing this right now, we'll be in touch with you, and we'll put you in touch with Matt. He might even beat us to it and get straight into your DMs and ask you what clowns you want. But yeah, you're the winner of a pair of clownfish of your choosing
Wow.
from Coastal Clowns. So congratulations.
Congratulations. And a huge shout out to Coastal Clownfish. Amazing prize from Matt, and also a time commitment from him to jump into that episode with us. Much, much appreciated.
Yeah. For anyone questioning how we drew the winner, we did a chocolate wheel, and we spun the wheel and Kobe come up. So yeah,
We can always chuck that up on the socials too for anyone that's inquisitive as to how we came to that name.
Yeah. Last week we did first to the post. It was great, but I think it kind of led to a little bit of an anticlimactic thing where it was over and done quickly. I think this one, we gave everyone a window of an hour to kind of get their answers in, and if you were correct, you were added to the Wheel of Fortune, and then we spun it and got Kobe Hector. So
Nice.
there you go. And
Congratulations.
yeah, and there's more to come, guys. Like there's more of these prizes happening. I've had a bunch of people reach out about offering up some great prizes to be won.
Lovely.
We actually have. I don't know if I should actually give it away yet.
Or
You
not,
know
maybe
what?
not yet.
You know
Hold
what?
on to it.
I'm going to keep it a secret. No,
Nice.
I'm not letting up anything. We'll keep it a secret. Keep everyone hanging, but there is more to come. So stay listening. Stay in tune with all of our socials and stuff like that. We do have Facebook. We're just starting to kick off Instagram, so bear with us on that. There will be more information coming on that as well in the near future. But the main platform at the moment is Facebook. There's lots of info on that. If you're currently not subscribed to the Facebook page, it's the Submerged Podcast. Yeah, jump on that, like and share. There's plenty of content coming out on there, but lots of information on prizes and updates on when things are happening as well. So
Definitely.
that's where all the information is hitting at the
We would
moment.
also be remiss not to mention our season sponsor, which makes the podcast completely possible, and that is our good friends at Monsoon Aquatics that have put their hand up and said, hey, we like what you guys did for season 1. How can we get involved to make sure there's a season 2? So massive shout out to Dan, Brooke, Juno, Jonathan, everyone else, Paddy, lots of guys I've met out there, guys and girls out there that do incredible work at Monsoon Aquatics. Much appreciated.
And the time as well that they've put into providing me some of these questions, even though I've butchered the one, but
not at all. We all learned from it.
I'm going to rapid fire some trivia next week, true, false, and just smack through some points. Yeah. So
I like that 50-50 chance of getting it. Nice.
You really don't want a shot at answering any of these, do you?
Look, I don't really, if I'm being honest, but
he's been a teacher too long. He doesn't answer the questions, he asks them.
Exactly right.
Mark our patience. Yeah. Yeah, that's all we've got time for in episode 23, Ask Jared. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed answering all the questions, and I thought there were some great questions too. So
you did well, mate. You did well answering them.
Well.
There was some that would have stumped me, so well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's it. That's all we've got time for. We'll catch everyone on the next one. Stay tuned for episode 24 in a couple of weeks. We'll be back bigger and better. See you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to catch us again in a fortnight for the next episode. Find us on all our socials for more updates.